Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, A.U.B.N just filed their current report detailing their annual shareholder meeting, and I'm seeing some very interesting voting results. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The big story here is not about dramatic changes, but rather a clear picture of shareholder confidence in the current leadership and strategy. Alright, so A.U.B.N, the Auburn National Bank Corporation, filed this document to tell us what happened at their annual shareholder meeting on May 12th. The most important part of this filing is how the shareholders voted on key company matters. It is like a report card for the board of directors and management. First up, let's look at the directors. They had 12 nominees for the board, and all 12 were elected. This means shareholders are happy with the people currently running the company. For example, C. Wayne Alderman received 1390512 votes for him, with only 20,723 withheld. That is a pretty strong endorsement. The other directors also received overwhelming support with very few votes against them or withheld. The number of broken non-votes, which are shares held by brokers where they did not receive voting instructions from the client, was consistent across all director nominees at 1200566. This usually indicates that the majority of voting power is with the institution and individual shareholders who did vote, and they are clearly comfortable with the slate of directors. Next, shareholders voted on the compensation of the company's top executives. This is often called a say on pay vote. It is advisory, meaning the board doesn't have to follow it, but it certainly sends a message. In this case, the compensation was approved. We saw 1340846 votes in favour of the executive pay, while only 52,537 voted against it. That is a strong majority in favour, indicating that shareholders feel the compensation is fair for the work being done. The abstain and broken non-vote numbers here are also important to note, as they represent shares not actively casting a yes or no on the compensation. Finally, a very standard but crucial item: shareholders ratified the appointment of their independent auditors, Elliott Davis LLC. This is the company that checks the financial books to make sure everything is in order. The vote to ratify them was overwhelmingly positive, with 26,04281 votes in favour and a mere 7289 against. This indicates shareholders trust the firm chosen to audit A.U.B.N's financial statements for 2026. So, what does this all mean? A.U.B.N is demonstrating strong shareholder alignment. The re-election of all directors and the approval of executive compensation suggest that investors are comfortable with the current management team and their strategic direction. The ratification of the auditor is also a positive sign of good governance. While this filing doesn't reveal new financial performance numbers, it paints a picture of stability and shareholder confidence, which is always a good starting point. The consistent proxy advisor recommendations usually favour management when most proposals are passed. The risk here is minimal for this specific filing, but continued solid execution is key for any financial institution. What I'm actually looking for is the upcoming quarterly earnings to see if this confidence translates into financial growth. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives.